From the Ed McMahon Mass Communications Center at Quinnipiac University, this is QNN, the Quinnipiac News Network.
Good evening and welcome to QNN. I'm Owen Meach.
And I'm Lauren McGrath.
Spring break is just around the corner. Whether you're going to Punta Cana or Staten Island, John Franklin wants to know. John?
This week, I got a chance to catch up with Quinnipiac students and where they're going for their spring break. And let me tell you, there were a wide variety of options. Guys, QNN's resident stud, Pat Pitts, and I are heading on a plane to Palm Springs, California on Sunday. Can't wait to get out of this cold weather. Back to you.
A new scholarship has been created at Quinnipiac University in honor of the late Dominic Yoya, the Associate Vice President of Financial Aid who passed away unexpectedly last week. The fund was created by Yoya's family and friends, but President Olian promised a $25,000 matching gift as well.
Quinnipiac University is expected to pay up to $135,000 to replace their soccer and lacrosse fields. The fields are currently made of a cheap, crumbly cork material that, when frozen in the winter, has prevented the teams from playing. And get excited, Bobcats! Club sports are coming to Quinnipiac next school year. In an announcement on her Instagram, President Judy Olian credited Caitlin Wardlow, class of 2020, for her efforts in bringing club sports to the school. Students can follow QU Club Sports on Instagram and Twitter for details over the coming weeks.
Students have been hitting the books and spending a little more time in the library this week. That's right, midterms are here once again. Students across campus have been studying hard in hopes of boosting their GPA before heading into the final weeks of the school year. Are you feeling tired? Quinnipiac University recently hosted power napping sessions on campus. Students went to the Mount Carmel and York Hill campuses in required comfy clothing to learn how to take a proper nap. And spring break is almost here.
It sure doesn't feel like it, though. On Sunday, it snowed an entire 7 inches. Here's James Canavan with more. James?
Between Sunday evening and Monday morning, the region experienced a snowstorm. Between snowmen and women, it looks like most people were pretty content with where the snowstorm left them. Back to you, Owen and Lauren.
Thanks, James. In case you missed it, yesterday was Ash Wednesday. Quinnipiac University students were able to get their ashes from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Catholic chapel located on campus.
Looks like Trump's in the news again.
He's not alone this time, though. Senator Marco Rubio is right there with him. Let's go to Pat Pitts for more. Pat?
Thanks, guys. We have some sad news from Jeopardy host Alex Trebek.
This week, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, normally, the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to keep working, because under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years. So help me, keep the faith, and we'll win.
The man who's hosted over 8,000 shows of the famous game is now fighting one of the toughest battles he will ever have to face. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer has a survival rate of under 5%, but if we know anything about Trebek, he's smart, he's hardworking, and if anyone can beat the cancer, it's him. We wish him the best as he prepares for the fight of his life. The president is back in the headlines this week for making history. Trump promised at the beginning of his presidency to lower the trade debt, but instead caused it to be the largest in our country's history at $891 billion. The deficit to China reached $419 billion. Trump's plan to shrink the gap with a rise in tariffs and foreign imports such as solar panels and steel, but he has said the gap is unsustainable. Celebrity chef Mario Batali has been forced to give up his stake in his New York restaurant. Batali told NBC that he reached an agreement with his partner and that he wishes nothing but the best moving forward. Batali was accused of sexual assault back in 2017 when 4 women brought the allegations to light. It's time to spring forward. Permanently? Yesterday, Florida Senator Marco Rubio filed a bill that would make daylight savings time recognized by the entire United States, forcing clocks to be set forward an hour yearly. Rubio knows the benefits, saying in a statement to the Orlando Sentinel, studies have shown many benefits of year-round daylight savings time, which is why Florida legislation overwhelmingly voted to make it permanent last year. Reflecting the will of the state of Florida, I'm proud to reintroduce this bill to make daylight savings time permanently nationwide. That's what's going on around the country. And remember to set your clocks forward this weekend. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up on QNN, a possible cure for AIDS?
Plus, big changes are coming to Quinnipiac-owned homes, but not all residents are happy about it. We'll be right back. Quinnipiac off-campus housing is going through some major changes. Quinnipiac Facilities announced it will take over management from Palmer Properties of all off-campus homes next month, but many student residents remain unsatisfied. In a statement February 13th, Associate Vice President of Facilities Operations Keith Woodward announced that effective April 1st, day-to-day facilities management of all university-owned off-campus properties will transition from Palmer Properties to Quinnipiac University Office of Facilities. Off-campus students will soon be able to file work orders directly with Quinnipiac Facilities when the switch officially goes into effect April 1st.
And East Haven football coach Melvin Wells was tragically killed this past Saturday. Wells died in a wrong-way car crash on I-95 and will be greatly missed by the community. On March 4th, Beth Macy, author of the New York Times best-selling book Dope Sick, came to Quinnipiac University to talk about opioid abuse. She visited both the North Haven and Mount Carmel campuses. A recent development in London may be the key to curing HIV. With more on that story, let's toss over to Pat Pitts. Pat?
I'm back. Thanks, guys. A recent case out of London has another person with HIV in remission. This is the second time a patient has gone into remission with HIV, the first coming over 10 years ago, and is known as the Berlin patient. Both patients received stem cell transplants who carry a rare genetic mutation which is resistant to HIV. The London patient has been HIV-free for 18 months, but doctors say there's still more work to do before the disease is cured for good. Mice who are genetically programmed to carry Alzheimer's have now been put on a diet that reverses the disease. A study at USC's Neurogenetic Institute has put test mice on a diet of carrots and green tea, which has made the mice's symptoms of Alzheimer's slowly reverse. The study does also state, though, that successful tests done on mice rarely translate to human success. So there is still tons of work to be done. The FDA has warned people about using Klairs makeup products after a recent test found that the makeup had to have asbestos in it. Klairs and Justice were the two stores tested, with Justice recalling the products with asbestos to be found in it. Klairs was found to have 3 products with asbestos and was asked by the FDA to recall their products from the shelves, but the company refused. Thanks again, guys, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Pat. Coming up on QNN, Emma Spagnolo is live with the Spring Break Weather Report.
Plus, Ashley Nally-Nagel sits down with Kirby Paulson to discuss social media's effects on mental health. We'll be right back.
Well, Punxsutawney Phil may not have seen his shadow last month, but it sure doesn't feel like an early spring.
It sure doesn't. I still have my car snowed in from last Sunday. With more on this week's weather, we send it to Emma Spagnolo. Emma?
Thanks, Owen and Lauren. The snow has definitely taken a long time to melt in Hamden, but spring is on its way. Plan to stay in Hamden for spring break. Expect most of the snow to melt. But if you're heading south, grab your swimsuits and let's get sunny. For QNN, I'm Emma Spagnolo.
Owen, my last tweet only got 10 likes. I'm sad.
Well, don't worry, Lauren. Kirby Paulson is here with QNN's Ashley Nally-Nagel to talk about social media and its effect on mental health. Ashley?
Thank you, Owen and Lauren. It is great to have such a big Quinnipiac personality here with me today.
Well, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Wow, well, that seems to be it's going to be very interesting. So thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Back to you, Lauren and Owen.
Coming up on QNN, Hannah Cotter keeps up with the latest Kardashian drama.
Plus, R. Kelly's explosive interview and the long-awaited return of the Jonas Brothers. We'll be right back.
R. Kelly caused quite a scene in his most recent interview.
Causing a scene is a Kardashian specialty. Our entertainment reporter Hannah has got the details on Kelly and the Kardashian family. Hannah?
Thanks, guys. R&B singer R. Kelly was back in jail just 24 hours after his explosive interview with Gayle King earlier this week on CBS This Morning. Check it out.
How can I pay child support? How? If my ex-wife is destroying my name and I can't work.
Last month, the singer was charged with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, among other charges, and authorities say 3 of the 4 victims were underage when the alleged events took place. Kelly denied all of the accusations against him, but will be held in jail until he pays his ex-wife $160,000 for unpaid child support. Actor Luke Perry died last week, just days after suffering a massive stroke in his Los Angeles home. There's been a great outpouring of grief on social media as fans and fellow actors have been reacting to the news. Perry is known primarily for his roles as Fred Andrews on Riverdale and Dylan McKay in the 90s sitcom Beverly Hills 90210. He was 52 years old. Recent baby mama drama has made it difficult to keep up with the Kardashians, but here's the latest. Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy, Tristan Thompson, has been outed for allegedly getting cozy with the close Kardashian family friend and collaborator, Jordyn Woods. Woods came clean about the cheating scandal in an interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, but it turns out she isn't the only side piece in the equation. Thompson was recently spotted out and about with model Charisma Ramirez in New York City, and the tea kettle is boiling. Fans are burning up with excitement after a highly anticipated reunion took place last week. 5 years after their band split, the Jonas Brothers have officially reconciled and are back with a new single, Sucker. Sources can confirm it's a certified bop. Hopefully a reunion tour is in the works, but who knows? That's all I have for entertainment news this week. Back to you, Lauren and Owen.
Thanks, Hannah. With all the snow from this weekend, a family man from Massachusetts created a gorilla snowman on Tuesday.
Kevin Willett and his kids built a life-size snow gorilla as a distraction from shoveling. The gorilla is at least 6 feet wide and 10 feet long. Willett says it does not have a name yet because he does not want his kids to become attached to it. Thanks for joining us on QNN. I'm Lauren McGrath.
And I'm Owen Meach. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more news from around Quinnipiac, Hamden, and New Haven. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks, Kayla. It's an unsettling week for the University of Hartford after a group project went horribly wrong this past Sunday. College students were working hard on a movie scene for their drama class this past Sunday when one student took the scene too far. Jake Washer was reenacting a stabbing scene from what the Hartford Courant suspects was the butterfly effect, when he stabbed both of his classmates in a college dorm room before fleeing on foot into the woods. The 2 victims, ages 19 and 21, were transported to the hospital with multiple stab wounds.
One of the victims, a 21-year-old male, suffered 1 puncture wound to the chest and 4 to the back. A second victim, 19-year-old male, suffered from a single puncture wound to the chest as well as a puncture wound to the back.
University of Hartford student Matt Frazier says that surprisingly, students are taking the incident well and feel safe on their campus.
Students seem to be very relaxed, honestly. Like, and when I say relaxed, I don't mean like accepting, but more safe and secure than they would have after something like that. I haven't really spoken to anyone who was crazily upset by it.
Frazier says that the university has a very safe campus and that this is an unusual incident and could not have been predicted. Quinnipiac student Rob Tomorrow says that the stigma should change around mental health awareness so incidents like this are less likely to occur.
Mental health is an issue amongst college students, whether it's at UHART or wherever, just across the country, and I think colleges can change the stigma of it by maybe sending emails or making it more accessible for students to access help.
The university stated, quote, "While there is no ongoing threat to the campus, we recognize that this isolated incident is frightening and unsettling," end quote. Washer is now being charged on 2 counts of criminal intent to commit murder and 2 counts of assault first degree. His bail is being held at $1 million. Reporting live from the Theater of Arts Center, I'm Sarah Foley, QNN. After 3 months of negotiations and an 11-day strike, Stop & Shoppers went back to work this past Monday. 240 Stop & Shops across Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island reached their deal this past Sunday with the supermarket chain, which gives them better pay and health care coverage. Quinnipiac student Alex Bernstein says that he believes that full-time workers should be given benefits.
Yeah, I definitely think that they deserve full-time rights. I mean, right now they work them like 39.5 hours a week, so they don't get the 40 hours, so that way they get the benefits. So it's just kind of corporate greed.
Supermarket chains such as Aldi, Costco, and ShopRite offer benefits in health insurance, dental care, and more. Many students had to switch over to these competitors during the strike last week.
I usually shop at Stop & Shop to get my groceries, but because they were on strike last week, I went to ShopRite, which I guess is bad for their business. All of the students are shopping at their competitors now.
ShopRite offers employees more than just health insurance and includes a competitive 401k, auto, home, and pet insurance, and tuition reimbursement. The workers on strike included cashiers, bakers, deli clerks, and butchers. During the strike, employees argued that the store's parent company reported profits in over $2 billion, allowing an increase in wages to be possible. Democratic presidential candidates, including Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Bernie Sanders, supported the strike. Warren saying in a tweet, "Congratulations to the UFCW and the 31,000 Stop & Shop workers who are back on the job today, striking to secure fair wages, health, and retirement benefits for workers. When we fight together, we win." The union said in a statement, quote, "The agreement preserves health care and retirement benefits, provides wage increases, and maintains time and half pay on Sundays for current members," end quote. Details of the proposed 3-year agreement won't be made public until the union can agree upon the contract. The voting began this past week. Reporting live in Hamden, I'm Sarah Foley, QNN.